Hey Gen Max, welcome back to Puerto Vallarta. I am here with the busiest expat in Puerto Vallarta. You may or may not want to be busy when you're retired or moving down to Mexico. So I like to present you with all the options for the people who are the most chill folks in Mexico to the folks who are the most busy. So you can decide where on that spectrum you want to be. So let's go ahead and meet the busiest expat in Mexico and his wife, who may or may not be the second busiest.
Hey guys, I'm Lawrence Goodwin Lorenzo down here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. This is my lovely bride, Reanna.
Hi guys.
And we own The Office PV, and we also own El Rey Bar and Grill. And so we moved here 5 years ago, full time. We've been living in Versalles, which is the neighborhood that we are established in. Very cool expat-y type of neighborhood. This is where a lot of old Vallartan established homes are. So we've got a lot of cool bars and restaurants. This is the foodie scene that's happening here in Vallarta right now. And we're happy to be a part of it. Reanna is our head chef over at El Rey Bar and Grill. And we've had The Office PV going on 3 years and some change now. 2 years over at El Rey, and just, loving life.
So I like to know the story right before the story starts. So before moving to Mexico, before starting a bar and a restaurant, I'd love to hear what life was like back in the US or Canada.
Lawrence and I have been coming here for years. I started coming with him in 2011. He'd been coming since the 90s. And it started out to be a couple of times a year, and then it was 3 times a year, and then we just decided, this is where we're going to be. This is where we're going to live and retire. He's still a practicing attorney in Oklahoma City, and during the pandemic, he figured out that he could work from home. And so it was like, if I can work from home in Oklahoma City, I can work from home in Vallarta. So that's what got us here sooner than planned, for sure. And so we started here, we started living here, found our place, found our home, and then just out of sheer looking for a bar that we wanted to hang out at, we opened The Office.
We created one.
We created the bar we wanted to hang out at. Lawrence used to always call Mexico his South Office, and that's where this name came from, The Office. And that's how it all got started.
That's perfect. I love it. The idea of starting the place that you want to hang out at. And that's what we're hanging out at today. These guys just got off a plane from San Miguel de Allende, served up some margaritas at the office here, and now we're doing the interview. So these guys are not missing a beat. Actually, I was a little late to the interview because I didn't think there was any way they were going to be on time getting off that plane. So we've got kind of the backstory, and let's see here. How long it took to get a restaurant, a bar. I know they have at least one rental unit because Shabby, Shannon and Abby, they're also in another video. They are living in a rental unit that these guys own. So let's hear kind of about what it took to get to this point.
I'm not going to lie, it's challenging is probably the easiest way to say it, to do all of the above. I mean, you don't just open a bar or a restaurant or a business in Mexico, or even buy a condo or a home. I mean, it all takes some strategy, and you need connections. And so what I would say to anybody that's interested in relocating into Mexico or anywhere else, it's all about relationships. You definitely need people that know how to do things. So, God forbid you think you can figure it all out on your own, because you'll still be doing it 12 years from now and hoping to get it right. And there's plenty of great people that have helped us along the way.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be a little careful because we bumped our heads a couple times too, with some folks. But and I don't know how to discern the difference of that, other than you live and you learn. But relationship, right? So listen to people around you, talk to the same people that they talk to, move in those same circles, that seems to be a really good
Yeah.
value.
So a little earlier today, I was walking to the Cat Cafe. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they had kitties running around. The one I really, really loved, by the way, got adopted while I was there. Success for them, sadness for me. But let's hear a little bit about these two places, the two public places, I guess, because I did walk by El Rey on the way to that Cat Cafe. So let's hear a little bit about kind of the sales pitch. Why would folks want to hang out at these two places?
So like I said earlier, we opened the office to be the bar that we would want to hang out at. So everything that we curated, every place, every seat, every drink is something that we would want to either drink ourselves or we would want our friends to have. And that also went into creating the barbecue restaurant at El Rey. This is the food that I have made for my children, that I've made for our friends. When they would come over for a weekend barbecue, we would smoke ribs, we would smoke a brisket, we would smoke our wings. And this is just what we fed our friends. So with keeping that in mind, that we want the places that we spend the majority of our time at to be the places with our friends, we want to feed our friends that food. So every time you come in, you're a friend of ours. We're happy to have you. You're hanging out with us in our basement. You're hanging out with us in our kitchen. And you're just a friend, and we're just feeding you our food from our heart.
I can definitely see how that's the case. Lawrence was saying hi to everyone here, including folks that he didn't yet know as I was setting up for the interview. Some folks who are thinking about moving to the neighborhood. He's definitely an advocate, I think, for life in Puerto Vallarta, life in Versailles, just life in Mexico in general. So I do want to make this a rather quick interview, so I do want to get to having tips. So I'd love a tip from each one of these guys that is special, that's going to be perfect just for you.
So my tip for you is you're not on vacation every single day. And you're going to think you are when you move to Mexico. And you're going to have to realize there's going to have to be something else to keep you occupied. So figure that part out before you get down here. It could be writing a book. It could be writing your own memoir. It could just be note-taking. It could be assisting other people. Something to keep yourself busy, because you can only go to the beach so many days. And there's only so many margaritas in one week.
My tip would be, you need to relax. Vallarta moves slower. In the States, in Canada, we kind of judge our productivity by how many tasks we get accomplished each day. Vallarta is not that place. It's always going to be mañana. Don't stress over it. If you get 2 things done in one day, you are winning. And that's something we've had to learn. And so, and it eventually does get done. It just may not be that day. It may not be tomorrow, but it will get done. So just relax.
So I love those tips. If you followed this channel for a long time, when I was first moving to Mexico, that was the tip I gave all the time, was just relax. If you get more than one thing done in a day, celebrate. If you get that one thing that you really wanted to do done, celebrate that. You're not going to get 3 things done in one day. There's it's just not going to happen. So you might want to start out with 3 things that you want to get done that day, and one of them will come through for you. But consider those wins when you have them. Also consider that when you live here, it's not like being on vacation, and especially when you have friends come and visit and they're on vacation, it's different. And actually, Kat is planning on doing a video that is the 4 stages of retirement, or the 4 stages of Mexico, of moving to Mexico, with the idea being that the first phase is that you sit around and drink margaritas. And it sounds like Lawrence just kind of skipped that phase and went directly into the something more meaningful phase. Oh wait, no, he had those margaritas, I guess. So, and he's shared a margarita with me, so I've got one right here waiting. So it's partially, there we go. Partially why I'm rushing the interview a little bit is I want to get to that margarita. It's been a long day. Lots of different interviews here in Puerto Vallarta today. So I've got a list of those interviews that's going to be up on the screen now, so you can watch all of those if you're interested in moving to the Puerto Vallarta area, or the Busiest area, or the Sayulita area. There are lots of opportunities to move here. It's not too late. I think a lot of people are thinking things have gotten a little more expensive, and they definitely have, but there's still a lot more growth potential out there. So thank you so much for watching from Versailles in Puerto Vallarta. Wish you were here. Hasta luego.